These walls here do talk. It's kind of like a sense of a history museum and an art gallery, if you will. A lot of the objects, artifacts, and pictures are intentionally related to service members and veterans.
Every time I see a picture, whether it's 100 years old or 5 years old, they appear timeless. To me, service to your country is the most noble ambition that you could have.
When I look at these walls, I think how fortunate I am because of what all of these people have done for me. They don't know me, but they did this for me and everyone else.
When I look at these walls, I see service. I see a history of service. I look around and it does something to me as a veteran to sit here and be able to kind of just take that in.
These are methods that we can use to pass information down to future generations.
Yeah, and I think the neatest thing is sometimes our kids learn best by telling stories. And there's so many neat stories you can see by just the pictures on the walls. What's really neat is coming in here, being able to have a meal, sit down with your children, and just go over the different pictures and let them ask different questions, and being able to educate them on the long history and tradition of our veterans.
The power of story, that's everything. That's all we are. And that's the end of the day, all we have is our stories and how we're remembered. The one that speaks to me is obviously someone in my sponsor family. Our hero, my hero. I'm a sponsor mom at the Naval Academy, and I've sponsored over 150 midshipmen over the years. Captain Stanford Henry Shaw III left us on March 10th of last year. He was one of the Raider 7 that went down on a Black Hawk helicopter. But I like to come to mission and have lunch with him or dinner with him. I like to sit with him, bring his family, bring his friends, his fiance, and just go and talk. And people at other tables ask you if you know someone on the walls. It's nice to be able to share his life. So I think that's all we come down to in the end we are stories. And it's wonderful for all these stories to be remembered in some place beyond just our hearts.
My picture on the wall, my favorite, is my brother, Sean McClure. He's my brother in arms, but he's my brother at heart. He passed 5 January of 2015. On the anniversary, the 1-year anniversary of his death, his parents came up along with his fiance, and we thought we'd go to the grave site. I said, hey, well, let's grab, I don't know if you know Mission Barbecue, but I said, let's grab something to eat. And during our conversation, Sean's fiance says, hey, do you think they would put a picture of Sean on the wall? Sure enough, they went to work, they got the pictures up, and so now every time I go in, I'm able to go there and see my brother. So it's powerful. I enjoy going in. It gives me it's almost like going in and having lunch with my brother, So it's, that's my favorite.
A veteran, as most people regard it, would be someone who has served in the Army, Air Force, Marines, Navy, Coast Guard.
Veterans are those people that are cut from a similar cloth. They have to be, right? To be able to come in and say, hey, you know what, I'm willing to pay it all if it comes down to it for this country, and for my brothers and sisters to my left and my right.
Veterans to me are just completely precious people that should be admired.
Veterans Day to me should mean more than just simply a ceremony at a cemetery. You can look at all these artifacts, things that people have donated. You can almost have a sense of being a veteran or being in the service any day you walk into this particular restaurant. And it lends a high degree of respect every day.
At Mission Barbecue, every day is Veterans Day, and I think that's where the walls come back and speak to you as you sit here for whatever you get, your 20 minutes, your half hour, your hour, you come in here, and it gives you a chance to pause and think about the great veterans and the great heroes.
I think that the part about Veterans Day that people need to remember is that, especially in this time of our country where there's tremendous conflict, there's tremendous divide, that It was a veteran who enabled us to be able to have these differences of opinion. And that particular sacrifice often goes unnoticed.